Joe.
I'm
Nancy. I'm Mike. Tom. Clay and Dave. Clay interviewed David on the phone like a couple, but we forgot to bring it tonight. Well, Spot 19 is allegedly.
How am I supposed to know what magazine?
Spot 19 is allegedly staying at our house tonight, so we'll give it to them. Spot 1019. What did I say?
See, look,
Tom's the music.
1019. They're a great band. Have you heard their records before?
Yeah, we're on the Pitch a Tent mailing list.
Good.
So we got it. Clay got it. What did you think? I haven't heard it.
Which one, the new one?
Yeah. Giving it a good review for side 1 and for side 2.
I don't remember what's on side 2.
Side 2's got like Bonehead. It's
Oh,
more
Bonehead
sort of straight
is
hardcore.
great,
That's
though.
the best song on side 2, I think. I think side 1
but
is excellent.
the words on side 2 are really good.
Oh, the words throughout the whole album are really good.
Yeah.
But the music.
Yeah, I know
think
the
on
music's
side
a little
one-
bit more straight ahead. It's kind of.
Side 1 is really excellent.
What do you think of the Catheads' new album?
I like it.
I
think it's really
better
good.
than the second one.
I've only heard
The
tapes
first
of
one,
it though. I haven't heard the actual release of it.
Same, yeah, they get sent. Yeah, that sent us. Production, yeah, you can hear the vocals now in advance. I like it though.
The production.
I like
You know they fucked up a couple of songs. Like they switched them on. They made David mixed it with Wally and them, and then while he came back down to LA to do vocals on our record, they remixed like 2 of the songs, which they
ones?
kind of buried. I don't remember which ones, but they're ones definitely that were like where the vocals were subsequently buried.
Because on your new album, the vocals are pretty high up.
Yeah, that's pretty standard LA format.
Did somebody tell you to do that, or did you sort of?
No, we were working with this producer. Well, no. I mean,
It's
for one thing, it was 24 track, which is something we've never worked with, which makes pretty much everything clearer. I mean, you have a better definition on the bass and drums, and you still have room, fidelity-wise, to put vocals pretty hot. And we were working with an LA producer, which is the first time we've ever worked with an outside producer. And you know, he definitely had a lot of influence over what we were doing on the record. This is Victor over here.
Hey, Victor.
Come over here, Victor.
This way, so we don't have to.
Here, sit here.
The hot seat.
Were you happy with the production of the record?
I'm mixed about it. I'm happy with some songs. I'm not happy about other ones. I mean, it's just arguments that I got in with Dennis that he subsequently his method of arguing would be, well, it's useless to argue with me because I've already done it. And that really pissed me off.
Are you gonna work with them again?
No.
That was quick. Did Virgin make you work with him, or what did?
No, he had been talking to us for a while about producing a record, but before we got signed to any label, he was actually the in-house producer for a while for R.E.M. But yeah, he'd been talking to us for a while, and he seemed really cool. He was weird to work with. He had no idea of scheduling. Like things just ran on and on and on, and it was really frustrating. It was really difficult to work because we had to move down to LA for that, for like 2 months, and it was hell. It was very hellish.
It was an interesting thing because in some ways it was good because he wouldn't put a deadline on things and he'd do it to the point of insatisfaction, but in other ways that just tends to run on, and when you're not living at home, I guess it'd be a very frustrating experience. We prefer, I really, I was born and raised in the Los Angeles area, and I just don't like it very much anymore.
Paul Westerberg says recording away from home makes you think about the music more.
I don't know if that's true because
I don't
we
know if
recorded
it's
before
necessarily
in
true.
Santa Cruz. Everything, our third record, which was our most in-depth recording project at that point, and we spent a lot of time on it. I mean, just thinking about it when we were at home.
Yeah, I'm pretty dedicated. I mean, I don't know. To a certain extent, I can understand it, but it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I suppose like recording in New York would be different for me because I like New York, and I just don't like Los Angeles.
Also depends on how much time it takes.
Yeah.
But also, if you're easily distracted recording anywhere, you could make the same argument for recording away from home as for recording at home.
It goes back and forth.
Did Virgin make you do any other things? Is it like?
Yeah, they made us do gymnastics classes so that
They made us do gymnastics classes.
Do really
They made us do a
stage
6-hour photo
staging.
session too.
Yeah, they made us do a 6-hour photo
One
session.
6-hour photo session, which was.
Are you doing a video?
They made us eat dinner.
Yeah.
Which
We're doing a
song?
video.
More like
Turquoise.
your
No.
I have
Turquoise.
Fatima.
I have Fatima. Excuse me. Sorry.
Dave
Part one.
Fleischer just filmed us in San Francisco a couple of weeks ago. It was really cool.
We just got a rough for the video. Actually, Dave Fleischer is really great. That was a really good experience. He was
nephew
really
of Max Fleischer, the guy who did Betty Boop and Popeye.
He was really
It's
good.
mostly animated. This video is mostly animated.
He was very quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We're in it
we're
playing
doing all that
these
yobby
weird-
kind of like mime bullshit.
Yeah,
type
in
of
these
stuff.
weird, supposedly in these weird.
But the backdrops
surrealist
are really
moving
very,
sets.
very interesting. It's blue screen over like some very interesting computer-generated backdrops. So it should be. I think it should be a really good video. I hope. Lord knows. You never know until you see it. How you doing, Peter?
Greg said earlier this was like one of the worst days of the tour.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This was the most hellish. They were the most untogether of any club, any promotional system.
They hate
ever
us,
played.
by the way,
I'm
because
really-
they're in a band, the
We're
Infinite Sea
evil.
Snakes, and we reviewed them once, and the review was "fuck the Sea Snakes." And
So we're not really supposed
we're
to
not
be
really
in here.
allowed
We're
to
not
be.
allowed in here, and
So they don't know us.
we had a benefit concert and we had it scheduled for here, and they forgot that we did that, and they scheduled it, and then they canceled it after we'd all set it up. So
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that the show went as well as it did. It seemed to go actually pretty all right, although I'm drunk now, and in retrospect, it was pretty bad. But yeah, it's really frustrating when you show up and the promoter tells you that you should be there at 3 o'clock, and you load in your equipment and you set up, and you're ready to go. The back line's all set up, and then like, well, yeah, we need some cables, or we need some frontline monitors. So
Or there's only one monitor mix.
there's only one monitor mix, so we're waiting for the side fills to come in. Everything would be cool. We'll bring in another power amplifier. Everything would be great. So you go up on stage, you warm up for a while, you play around. Everything's cool. And so we practiced a few songs, and I warmed up for a while. And then 6 hours later, we do a sound check. It just, I don't like to sit for 6 hours in a club. I got better things to do, be it laying out by the pool or sleeping or talking to my girlfriend on the phone or whatever it is. I'd rather be doing that than sitting around in a club because I do it enough.
are you at the stage where you're sleeping in hotels now?
Yes.
Yes.
This tour.
Thank God.
We're doing it.
last two tours has been pretty regular, and it's a big improvement. If it got to the point where everybody had their own room, it'd be great.
That's pushing it a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
definitely.
pushing a little bit right now because sometimes in the middle of the night, somebody rolls you over, and it's just wait, I'm not your girlfriend, man. Leave me alone.
But it's
man.
better than sleeping in the van, right?
Yeah, it is much better than sleeping in a van or sleeping on hardwood floors. Although I'm a lot more it doesn't bug me as much as it does other people. I can sleep on a hardwood floor better than most, but still, it's not something I care to do every night.
Not every night.
What happened at the soundboard?
At the soundboard,
Oh, somebody walked by and punched the reverb into an echo, on the Rev 7,
Yeah.
and so all of a sudden David's singing with this half-second delay on his voice, while Wally was coming up to fix the monitors.
Yeah, Wally
It's just
came up.
a typical bullshit, prank, whatever.
There's just some
Fucking
guy
with the
he
sound
just
all
tapped the button just to be funny, and he hit the right one. And I don't know if he knew what he was doing or not, but he hit the right one, and it was really kind of frustrating. So,
I think I would have enjoyed the show more if you guys had. I just couldn't. I mean, it was a good show. It was the first time I saw you.
yeah,
But I mean, I have tapes of your shows, and they just seem really
yeah. We could. I mean,
different.
I don't know. We're a temperamental bunch, It's like we react to the environment we're put in a lot, And it's just really I was in a really bad mood after sound check. And I was getting in arguments with bartenders who had standing order not to service alcohol to the backstage passes. You go up and show the backstage pass and say look, I want a beer, and they wouldn't serve me. And I kind of knew that. Well, because the promoter had brought us a case of Budweiser, which upsets my stomach drastically and usually makes me throw up my meal. So I'm not really too fond of it. And so when I went up and asked for a Guinness,
Gruel too, or
huh?
Do you shit thin gruel too after Budweiser?
No, I just usually throw up or just feel very ill on stage. And so I was I'm not gonna drink this crap beer. And so I went up to the bar and it was just I was just kind of looking for a fight. I don't know. I was in a very bad mood after something.
Well, let's talk about music for a little while.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Which one are you?
better.
Which one are you, Monks of Doom?
What?
He is.
I'm a Monks of Doom.
Yeah. What did you think about that record?
I'm actually pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good record.
I think, I mean, if I got really down and dirty with it, I think there's some things that could have been done better, but, for the amount of time we spent on it.
Yeah, I heard you just
Time and money are limited in all
Huh?
cases.
I heard in an interview or something you said you sort of made a lot of it up in the studio, or?
No, we didn't really make it up in the studio. We made it up more kind of just in rehearsal. That band works a lot by kind of a compositional process. Is a really collective kind of compositional process, and we spent a lot of time just kind of jamming out, just like, we'll start up a practice by just like, playing on some riff, and then maybe kind of try and incorporate it into something. And so, I mean, it's kind of like a time-consuming thing, and it's also like, it's a process of repetition a lot. A lot of just like, playing it over and over and over again. And so, I mean, it's kind of time-consuming, and so it didn't, in some ways it could have been better, in some ways it could have been worse. Some of the songs on there were done in the studio. The song "Fall from Grace" was kind of done in the studio, and a couple other things. But I don't know. I'm actually really satisfied with it. It's a good project. I really like working with David Immergluck a lot. He's a really great musician.
Yeah, who is he? Is he with any bands? Or?
He plays with the Ophelias now.
All right.
They have a new record out called Oriental Head. It's really good.
Yeah, it's a very good record.
Rough Trade.
It's on Rough Trade. And David's really great to play with. Chris Peterson, our drummer's known him for like 6 or 7 years. And they used to play together when they were going to school at UCSC. So I really, I enjoy that a lot.
I like Save Me For Myself a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of like the most straightforward thing.
Yeah.
But,
why did you decide to do it? Good lyrics, yeah.
I've always been in other bands, and the only time I wasn't ever in another band was about a 9-month period of time when we did the first few major camper tours, and I can't deal with it. I have to have like one outlet. It just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work. So I don't know. I'm a hyperactive musician. I have to have a couple things going at once to be satisfied.
And sitting. What songs are mixed into She Divides Water? I think History of Utah is one.
Yeah, and Surprise Truck.
I can't really remember when we did that. It was kind of really late at night, and
what's the voice?
The voice is Michael Stipe.
It really is?
It is.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought I told you.
Yeah. What happened was I recorded over a bootleg tape of R.E.M. like on this last tour.
Playing in LA.
Like in Los Angeles. I don't know where they played exactly.
I have it.
I have it.
And anyhow, I just recorded a bunch of camper songs, like snippets of it. Like the song Sometimes, History of Utah.
Sometimes it's in there too, that's right.
Surprise Truck. I don't know, there are a bunch of things. And
I think that's all I got in. I'm not really sure.
And I recorded like 15-second snippets of them, or less, just pick up the needle and drop it, tick off the pause button. And I was doing it on top of an R.E.M. live cassette. And it was just completely by chance that the Michael Stipe voice came up in the end.
So you liked it?
Yeah, it was great. It's like there's all this applause, and then there's Michael Stipe going, this next song is for myself. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful.
I thought you were making fun of him.
What?
I thought you were just making fun of him.
No. I like Michael a lot. He's a good guy. I mean, he's been very friendly to me.
Does he know about it at all?
I don't know if Michael knows about Peter.
Now he does. Peter,
definitely.
we played it for Peter, and Peter recognized it right off the bat.
Yeah, Monks and Doom opened up for Robin Hitchcock on this last tour, and I saw Peter back, and we were talking to him about it, and he's like, he's talking to me about She Divides Water, and he noticed it first thing. He's like, yeah, it's something Michael Stipe says all the time. And so he like recognized it first off. And so
I get Stipe sort of got you started a little bit, because didn't he put you in a top 10 list right at the beginning?
Yeah, he helped actually a fair amount, as far as I think like name recognition in a lot of ways.
That's kind of good word of mouth setup.
It is a good word of mouth setup. I really wonder sometimes, like, technically how much like going out and playing with R.E.M. actually helped record sales, because when we went out last fall and we hit these areas a year later that we'd hit with R.E.M. in some places, the crowds weren't really what we expected. So I wondered like how much it actually helps in some ways, but I think word of mouth is about the best way really to sell records out now, and I think it worked pretty well.
That's what the silos were saying.
Yeah, it's just, it really is. I don't
like
think
the silos?
I haven't really listened to him at all. I'm a West
They get
Coast
compared
boy.
to you.
Really?
Because they got a violin player on it. It's really good.
I didn't even know. I thought they were calling it Smithereens or something, but it shows how much I know. So.
Well, they don't really sound like them.
Yeah.
They just get compared because they have a violin player. That's like everybody gets compared to R.E.M. for no reason at all.
Yeah, that's true.
I saw.
Well, but there are a lot of bands that sound like R.E.M.
Do you like a lot of that tape recording?
Yeah, actually I do. I'm really into like I don't know. I mean, it really depends on what it is. I don't like it just because it's like dressed in black and has a fashion statement to it. I think there are like bands that are kind of involved in a different approach and kind of like a more industrial approach or whatever that have done really interesting things. And I think Neubauten is really a really interesting band. I mean, as far as like what they've done, I think it's very, very interesting. And really, you know, it's a different trip. You know, I mean, we're kind of like we're a classical trip, I think, in some ways. You could say.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're a pop band in so many ways, and it's like it's a classical melodic approach. And I think Neubauten is really good in their ways. You know, I was like really influenced by like Robin Crystal and things like that. Not so much, you know, to an extent because of the music, but also just to an extent because they promote like a different kind of like mindset, a different kind of like way of thinking about things, a different kind of philosophy, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, you have to listen hard to kind of, or if you don't want to just dismiss it as noise or
yeah, it's just not. I mean, nothing. If it's used compositionally, then it's not noise. Any noise, if you take it and use it compositionally, then it becomes not noise, it becomes something else.
Yeah.
And it's really important to recognize that.
Or to recognize all sound as sound, arranged or not.
Yeah. It's something that can be used in a compositional manner, be it like exhaust pipes or whatever.
Do you like the birthday party?
I love the birthday party, man. Like the birthday party are I think like probably one of the most influential bands like of this decade.
Really, you think so?
I really think so. I think if
Mostly because they've influenced so many other musicians.
they've influenced entirely like a style of guitar playing and a style of rhythmic playing. I think that a lot of people don't realize. And they're really brilliant. I saw the birthday party, and they were like.
You saw the birthday party?
Yeah, like 1983 or something. They were like, you know, they were really. I was like a birthday party for like a long time. I'm really into it. I really like it, but I don't like dance flute type of shit at all. I despise it. I mean, it really bugs me alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this club, like I went through the record collection upstairs at this club, and it really bugs me alive. It's a really bad trip. You know,
trickle down.
No one really plays here.
Yeah, I don't.
Like a couple of people.
That's what's becoming pretty apparent to me. It's just, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you go through it, like, you got like a Neubauten record and like some Mark Stewart records, you know, and like, you know, take the Skinheads Bowling 7-inch and a few like other oddities. And it just like really fucking drives me up the wall, you know. It's like it is like you say, kind of like trickle down doom gloom theory, you know. It's just like, the birthday party, they were great, you know. They were a really influential band, and they all dressed in black, you know. The bass player wore leather trousers or whatever. It's just like, well, who fucking cares, man? You know. There's more going on verbally in like Spot 1019 songs than like 20 other bands. You know, I mean, 20 other like college bands combined. You know, I mean, they've got more lyrical wit and more. I mean, if you dig through those songs and think about what they're saying, I think you can find more in one of their records than you can find in like most of what's going on right now. It's really annoying.
You guys want some candles?
No, but I want some dope. Dope.
I want a Marlboro. What do you think they call it?
What do you think of other bands covering your songs?
Fine, go. Except for R.E.M. because they cover it in 4 and it's in 3.
Why don't we hold a band around here?
What song? They did Sadler vs. Waltz. In fact, I have a tape of them doing it someplace in Florida.
Really?
They played it in 4 instead of 3.
They played it
Huh?
They just stopped doing that.
Yeah.
A lot of bands don't come to Florida.
Yeah.
It's this thing that sticks out and it's out of the way.
I know, it's too bad.
You don't want to go there.
Weird place.
Bill Berry should know.
There's clubs like this too.
What do you think of people like ripping your songs off?
How do you mean?
I've never
Like,
But we
like
rip
taking your songs
people
and,
off
like,
too, though.
Okay.
So, I rip people off all the time when I write music.
There's a band here at this moment.
I don't know a good composer who doesn't rip people off. So,
They rip it off real bad. Song like Where the Hell Is True?
Fine, that's what that song was.
But it's about that. I mean, but that song only's got like 3 chords in it, like the entire way.
Validating the fact
They
for
changed the
them.
lyrics. 3 chords? We have 2. It's called Where the Hell Is True? And it's about this
Second
band, the
chorus
Immediates
is the
from
same.
here. And they kept the second verse the same because they're a mod band.
Very mod.
We never kept the verses the same until it was recorded. And subsequently forgot the ones that we recorded.
Yeah, it's changed a lot.
Why did you put Never Go Back on the new album? Is it any different?
Yeah.
It is
It
different.
is different.
recorded better.
Kind of the goal of like doing something. we attempted to do 7 languages over again too. And the goal of doing songs over again off that EP was that the EP versions were fairly rough and not really very polished. And the songs, I think, in some ways have more potential than that. And the idea was to do them better than they were done before. Never Go Back came out a little bit better. 7 languages didn't.
I don't know. I like the version of 7 languages that came out. It's just that it didn't make it to the record.
Yeah, I liked it too. It just, in some ways, I don't know. From my end, from a rhythmic aspect of it, it's kind of like, well,
it takes a while to settle.
I mean, and it's also, I don't know, if it's necessarily something that a lot of people can hear.
I'm redoing Still Wishing to Chorus on a record.
Do you have any songs you regret having written or recorded? Or?
No more bullshit. Well, yes, no, I don't know. You record what you feel at the moment, and then if you bother to notate it, then it's there for a long time. And if it comes back to haunt you, then you should have thought about it when you did it.
Yeah.
So
but
my attitude is
if you do it in 5 minutes and record it, in
if it's
an
done,
hour,
it's done, man.
Yeah.
If it's done, it's done. So you just have to deal with it.
You guys ever do Photograph Live?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot.
You do it tonight.
What? Nobody said so.
Photograph.
How about Radar Love?
No.
Never done that.
I've never done Radar Love.
Cool it on the Radar Love.
Well, I would consider doing Doc of the Radar Station. Do Radar Love.
Oh, do you consider yourself a San Francisco band? Because after the article on the termites, someone wrote in, I don't. It was a book. They knew.
Someone got really
They said you were a San Francisco band, and they wrote in and said anybody knows Santa Cruz from San Francisco.
Well, that's true. Santa Cruz is an hour and a half south of San Francisco, but we didn't really get to play in Santa Cruz when we started for a long time because there's no place that would let us play. So San Francisco was really our home base for playing for a long time. They're the first city to recognize us as a band.
And are people not...
San Francisco considered us to be their hometown. I mean, to be like a hometown band, like Kathy Cohen would say, "Oh, well, I'll only pay you guys $50 because you're."
Are you eligible for the San Francisco Music Awards now? Or?
Oh yeah, we are. We played at the Bammies this year, which was completely ridiculous and rather annoying because we were the only band that was nominated for a outstanding independent EP or album that played, and we still didn't get the fucking award. It's supposedly by public opinion, but I don't believe
who won.
Who got the award? I think the Looters won.
I've never even heard of that.
Well, they're on island now too. They're major like us now, but I don't know, things like that. Just a fucking bullshit popularity contest. I don't think it matters.
Who votes in it?
Huh?
Who votes in it?
Whoever picks up the magazine.
Whoever picks up the magazine, If I think the Looters probably pick up 2,000 copies and mail it to their friends, and their family, and have them mail copies in.
Did you vote?
Did I vote?
Yeah.
Yes, I did vote.
I did.
Vote for yourself?
What, in the election? No. In that thing. No, actually I didn't vote for that. I don't care about that. Excuse me. I thought you were being publicly conscious for a second. Sorry. Politically aware, yes. As far as voting for the Bammies, I just don't care. It just doesn't matter.
On the second album, it says Vampire Campaigning Oven somewhere on the...
That was the name of the record, really. But that was the name of one half of the record. The other half of the record was called We're a Bad Trip.
Vampire Campaigning Oven was a moniker that my housemate Eric Kirkendall, who used to play in Box of Laughs with David, he was the lead vocalist in that band with Lowery. It was something he'd written on the wall of our house at some point in the kitchen. And it was a really great kitchen. It's kind of orange and yellow. It's the Halloween colors, kind of Halloween 365 days a year. Rather beautiful. And one of many small graffitied stencils said Vampire Campaigning Oven, and we kind of took it to heart.
Who's responsible for the shrinking and writing the stuff on the outside?
On
Vampire Campaigning? The lyric sheet.
Oh, lyric sheet? I think Jonathan laid it out.
Yeah, and I think I did about half of the writing on one side. David did the other half.
It says the Pawn Shop Cowboys from Hollywood dedicated to RWR. I guess that's Ronald Reagan, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a drawing on the left side. It looks like 3 drawings of Ronald Reagan to me.
I don't remember.
Ow!
Yeah.
Do you know if there are 2 pressings? Because I bought mine new and didn't get a lyric sheet. He got his used and bought one. It was really weird.
there were a few pressings.
There were a couple of pressings. They lost the master to a lyric sheet, and and we had to give it back to him. And I don't even know if it's out.
I don't even know if it comes out anymore with it. I don't know.
Yeah, the cover's been redone since.
Different
See,
colors.
I did the typesetting on the first cover like stoned in my bedroom, and it was kind of like the C was off a little bit. Things were a
The
little.
first album, there's 2 different colors. There's the orange one and
Well, there's bunches of different colors.
The first album's got like a lot of different versions. I don't even know how many it's got.
And somebody was telling me, my manager at work said, selling it, what's the magazine? Maximum Rock and Roll has a catalog or something. You can order a camper van record that's called 16 Songs About Duck Decoy Music.
No way.
It's not anything different. It's probably
Unless it's an actual vinyl bootleg.
That's what I
If
figured.
we've made like vinyl bootlegs, then I'd be like dead proud, and I'd like to own a copy of it.
Well, it could just be for the sticker.
Yeah, it could just be the sticker.
Something about decoy
Yeah.
You
music.
could have just like.
Well, that was on the third record.
That's the third record.
Right.
It's Duck Decoy music.
What happened to Chris Paul?
We got married.
Quit.
We got married.
Does he regret it now? Anything else?
I don't think he does. I haven't really talked to him. I haven't talked to him since he
That's what
went
he
to
says anyway.
You know, we just basically told him at a point. You know, it's like if you're not gonna tour with us, you can't. If you're not gonna do the work, then you can't be in a band.
Did he have a lot to do with any of the former songwriting?
He had a fair amount to do with some of the things. Like he did like the song we played tonight, "No Flies on Us." He wrote that. But he really, you know, I mean, he wrote here and there. You know, he's actually a really good composer. You know, he wrote a really great song on the Monks record, the song "Insana and her Man-Child." He's a really brilliant composer. I mean, I really like think that he's a very, very talented, gifted person that way. But you know, he would tell me things like, you know, he really believed that it would be easier, that there was an easier route than like going out and touring all the time, to like make money and living in music. And I just don't believe that's true. You know, at this point, you know, as far as like, you know, society is concerned, if you want to make it, and you want to make it on your terms, you better be willing to work for it, because there's no other way you can do it.
You enjoy touring?
Not necessarily all the time. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It really goes back and forth. I'm a lot more accustomed to it. I'm a lot more used to it, so it's not like really a stressful experience for me. Sometimes I don't mind it, sometimes I do. It's hard going away for a long time, but it's what I have to do, you know, to do what I do for a living. And I accept it as that, you know, and I'll work hard at it. You know, it's just like, and I go out, you know, and I play for people who've never seen us before, and I think they deserve a really good show. You know, I mean, I really strongly believe that. You know, if you pay to see us, you pay to see a good show, and it shouldn't be compromised. So I try and throw as much into it as I can. You know, it really depends. The conditions for an evening may vary a lot. You know, sometimes I may feel good, sometimes I may feel bad. But I try and pour as much into it as I can.
Does he always dominate the interviews, or?
No, I'm just drunk. I'm speaking a lot.
The new album is a little less of the humor, in a way. The other one,
I don't know. It's a little more subtle.
A little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
It was that a distinct attempt after, like, skinheads.
Nothing is a distinct attempt. It's just evolution.
Well, you don't have anything
There's
written
a
on the
sense of humor
label
to
this
it.
time. You know, on the record.
Open container.
Except here, so like find a good hiding place.
Except that it's the old Virgin lip. Oh, you mean on the
on the inside, yeah.
I know, that was dumb. I don't know why that happened. There should have been something written.
We're going to do a story.
Yeah,
we're going to do a story soon on what people have written in there.
Yeah,
Doctors Love had something great on their first album. The second side was like, come late, come drunk, or don't come at all. And on side one had something really cool too. It's even better, but I can't think of it now.
I think Hitchy Up has something really weird on it too.
Did you do any new songs tonight? There's a couple
Off our new record? Yeah, we
no,
did
no,
that.
I mean, not off the new record. I mean, newer songs. Songs that haven't been recorded.
I
You got
don't
the
think
set
so.
list there.
No, we didn't.
Why is Bad Trip in a
Because I switched to keyboards. It's an old formula of writing set list that we used to use.
Was there anything that you did tonight that you didn't plan to do? I mean, anything?
Yeah, we played White Riot somewhere.
Yeah. I kind of know that was spontaneous because it seemed that y'all were pissed off and they just broke you for that or something.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like a means to get out of a rut in some ways.
I noticed that y'all broke into Dazed and Confused.
Oh yeah, in the middle of two songs.
Yeah, that was
It works. It connects the two songs together fairly well.
Oh yeah, I thought it was great. It really like
musically proper, you know. We have a kind of a tradition, you know. We've used like a couple of Led Zeppelin songs, singing those two songs together.
Yeah.
It's a song called SB 37957, which is just like this instrumental that we used to do. That's actually never been recorded.
Oh, we recorded it in 8-track once.
Yeah, we did actually.
It's terrible though.
Yeah, it's a really bad version. It's a bad version. And then the song No Krummenacher.
I found it out here.
It's really funny. And then we just tried to sing the two together. And so we found, various ways of using like Led Zeppelin songs to do it.
Greg Lee.
Yeah, I read that article that all of y'all. I think it's did it say all of y'all were into like really influenced by Led Zeppelin or?
I think Led Zeppelin is the only common influence that we really I think we really shared. That's what the quote attributed to. I don't know if that's really entirely true.
Did they make more of that than it actually is?
That Spin article was just fucked up.
Yeah, David was saying that it was.
Nobody who participated in it was very happy at
R.E.M. joke.
Yeah, see that R.E.M. joke's like that's not our joke. Yeah. It's just like, it was the journalist's joke. He just thought it was appropriate to the article. It's just bullshit.
Well, yeah, you were unhappy with Sid. What about the recent Rolling Stone interview? Band of the Year kind of guy.
In Rolling Stone interview, I'm...
Alright, Camper Van New Year's, yeah!
I think they make Victor look really stupid in that article. The quotes that they used from it. I thought that was an idiotic way to do things.
Yeah, big magazines like that, don't they get maybe 8 or 10 hours of interview and then pick what they want?
Yeah, he interviewed us for a couple of days. He interviewed them for one day. I was working mixing something, and then he came back the next day, and David and I went out to lunch with the guy. So he had a lot of information to choose from. Yeah.
And when it's like that, you can pretty much open it any way you want.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I assume that more intelligent people will be able to wade through any article that's written in a magazine like that and just decide for themselves pretty much what's true and what's not. Other people will just accept what's written and just that'll be the way they view us.
Is that one of the pictures that Virgin made you do believe?
No, that was an Aaron Rappaport session that we did in Santa Cruz.
Who does the album covers, or does it vary? Or?
Bruce Leichert did this latest one. Same person who did our first record.
They're all kind of, in a way, well, not all of them, but some of them. I mean, it's like they have the picture of y'all, but it's like painted, and I was just looking at that today.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just the way we like to do things, I guess.
What do you think of the Rolling Stone hot band?
We just talked about
that.
Yeah, that's a dubious thing, like hot band and like whatever. It's like, I don't have respect for that,
The rest of that issue is so degrading to everything that's fucking...
I have respect for the journalists who wrote the story, and I understand, in the concept of journalism and the concept of like the free market Western world and everything, what has to be done, like what is done in an article to like kind of temper the actually intelligent things that we said, for the sake of kind of like a saleable point. And in some ways it's a compliment, in some ways it's an insult. But all press is, press, when you get down to it, there's no such thing as bad press, and I believe that. It's like some of the more complimentary articles I've ever read are like English reviews of us that just like rave on how we suck. And the journalist that did that story in Rolling Stone did an interview with me for the Melody Maker that was actually very good. And I actually respect the guy a lot. David Frick is a really good writer. I like him a lot. So the publication Rolling Stone is not, it's got its good points and its bad points. But like the hot issue to me is like a really devious thing. It's just like saying we're better and you're not. And that's really bullshit.
Careful, Victor, there's
Why don't you like shove that up against the wall?
Sacrifice.
Yeah, the replacements.
Well, you're in there with Bridget Nielsen's breast, so...
Yeah.
Well, when you like travel around the country and all this stuff, do you have a favorite chain restaurant? The heavier kind of
No, God no. I hate chain restaurants. I mean, if it's anything, it's a Wendy's because it's got a salad bar and that's about it.
What about Denny's?
I don't much care for Denny's, man. We ate at the Denny's in Texas because it was like
eggs. I don't eat meat.
You know, Charles Manson had 4 chocolate milkshakes at Denny's and then a La Bianca burgers.
Did they have a lot of La Bianca burgers?
Yeah, no, he got 4 of them to go.
The one on the Sunset Strip?
I don't know. I had it. I knew it before, but he got them to go after they dropped the people off at the La Biancas and they went looking for more people to kill, but they couldn't find any. Are you a vegetarian? Is that why you mentioned the salad bar?
I'm not, actually. I mean, I'll lean towards it. You know, I would prefer eating a vegetarian meal given the chance, but
You know how many hogs are killed a day in the slaughterhouses?
I don't really want to
true,
do that.
though. It's true.
260,000 to about 350,000
Every day?
in the United States. That's grotesque. A little bit less for cows. Bigger.
You keep up on that, don't you, Clay? Every day.
Was Virgin happy with the record?
Yes.
Want another one?
Yes.
Is it selling well so far?
Yeah, so far.
He's done really well. So far, so good.
Still have complete freedom.
Are they promoting you for any real airplay, like
Yeah, I think they're trying to.
AOR or
Is
Top
Ted
40
Lee
or anything?
inside, man? He was just here. Where? It's just chaotic.
Y'all just doing one video for this album?
I don't know. We might do another one later.
Might do another one. There's been a suggestion that we do turquoise jewelry. There's another copy. Just put it in.
Oh, there's another copy.
Just leave it against the wall.
They're everywhere. There's a police station right about 2 blocks over there. It's probably shift change.
Yeah, really old folk song.
Jesus, there's one right there, too.
Kaleidoscope
In
did
the
it.
parking lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably shift.
But I've heard a lot of versions of it. I've heard a number of versions.
You've done several other folk songs like Tina. Were there any others?
6 More Miles. No, it's a Hank Williams song. I don't know. I can't think of any offhand.
One tip I have, you do Tina, and after you sing Tina, you like individual people do a solo. It was really hilarious.
Oh, where was that from?
It was
New York?
either
Either
New York or Connecticut.
Right, so that's really funny.
Solo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
I was listening to the sound check and that you weren't doing it. I was really upset.
At the Connecticut show, I think you come out and one of you
Where'd you
said,
guys get these tapes?
we're Camper Van Beethoven. We're the band, we're Camper Van Beethoven, and you're the audience. You have a collective name, and then you ask them to come up with a collective name and a stage motto, and then somebody yells out, there is none, and you go, oh, that's cool.
That's the one where we
Same
thought there
kind
is
of
none. That
stage
is
motto.
Connecticut. Yeah, there is
It was
none.
wasn't the Constitution state?
There is none. I thought that was the
Yeah.
state.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're pretty good shows. I like them.
Good.
What's your favorite song, Camper Van song?
I don't know.
Don't ask.
Yeah.
Too hard to say. There are a lot I like a lot.
They're all the same. From my understanding, you write a lot of stuff in major scales. I don't know what that means. I have no idea.
Well,
I don't know. We write a lot of stuff like G minors.
yeah, we write a lot of. I don't know. Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
that's-
I don't know.
that's
I don't have
a
any idea. I'm
misstatement.
not a musician. I don't know what that
I've
means.
seen a lot of strange
I've
chords
seen
up
you
there.
play
Things
guitar.
Maybe I should tell Mel Bay about. You know.
Yeah, Mel Bay should definitely write a book on the scales that we use. We use a lot of harmonic minor scales too. A lot of harmonic minor. In fact, a lot of mix over. No, what's it called? Super harmonic minor. The ones that's based on the 5.
The Rolling Stone article seemed to put a little about you guys writing songs after listening to other songs backwards. Do you do that a lot, or did they sort of overemphasize that? Or?
Well, I listen to pretty much everything backwards that I try and do. I mean, I've been doing that for a long time. I've been working in studios for a long time.
Do you ever try and play stuff backwards on stage?
Well, they become other songs.
Yeah.
Like, Oh No became Circles, for instance, or Ambiguity Song became 5 Sticks, or there's a song that I'm working on right now, which was based on We Saw Jerry's Daughter backwards, but became something totally different.
There were quite a few Led Zeppelin references on that third
On the
album.
3rd record, yeah, there's definitely a lot of them. Yeah, and Stairway to Heaven, and Where's the Bridge.
Joey Stalin's catalog.
It seemed like every record sort of has a little sound of its own. That was sort of like.
I hope so. Yeah, that's kind of why we put them together that way.
I mean, it was a serious attempt.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think each record should be a unit.
Tell them your theory about the second album. It's like 2 albums.
It is like 2 albums. It's like 2 halves stuck together.
Go with Steve.
Keep
You know what's really interesting is when I moved my second year of college, I moved in these people that were heavy metal addicts, and they played lots of Motley Crue. And strangely, the first band that they got into that I listened to was Camper Van Beethoven, and they listened to it a lot, and even bought. One went to the extent of buying his own album. Going from Motley Crue to Camper Van Beethoven.
Perfectly normal. It's
a strange sort of transition, I thought. But
so each album is kind of a unit?
Yeah, I would tend to think so. Except for the EP, the Vampire Can Mating of an EP, which seems pretty scattered. Yeah.
I think it's a neat idea.
How did the I had all the albums out, and I was looking at the dates, and I got really confused. Which came out first? Was it the Skinheads 7-inch, or was the Telephone Free Landslide?
Telephone Free Landslide Victory came out in June of 1985 originally, and
it was the 7-inch.
No, then our second record came out in February of 1986. The 7-inch came out.
In 86.
Yeah, that 7-inch came out sometime later in '86, and then
the third album came out later.
Came out in November '86.
No wonder I got confused. There were 3 86 albums.
And then Vampire came out in summer of that one came out in summer of '87.
Yeah, okay.
And the new album just came out.
I'm working on a record of my own stuff right now, recording it when I can.
Solo? Do you have a label for it? Virgin or anything?
I don't know if Virgin wants it or not. Probably Rough Trade.
Who's working with you on that?
Chris and Victor, and David Emmergluck is playing some guitar, and people from the Wrestling Worms playing clarinet and trombone.
Mostly instrumentals?
No.
What do you think of Wrestling Worms?
I love them. I think they're great.
Are they fun live?
Yeah, they're great live. They're really good.
These sort of sound like a mixture of Tom Waits and Eugene Chadbourne.
And kind of Captain Beefhearty.
Yeah.
They're great. I think they're really excellent.
Yeah, the Camper Van Chadbourne album is great.
We did another record with Eugene Chadbourne this last April.
Oh, really?
Should be out sometime in the next few months.
He played here. Not too long ago.
Wow.
He played here.
Damn.
It's called the Eddie Chatterbox Double Trio Love Album.
Is it on Fundamental again?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Is he fun to work with?
Yeah, he's great.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
The electric break.
His solos seem pretty much similar to each other after a while.
They're funny.
Oh, I know. It was a great show, but it seemed to repeat itself. You know?
Yeah.
He called up
With that little pinky slide.
Near here.
Whatever it was.
He comes up with R.E.M. when they play here.
It's about everybody.
The Beach Boys. And
Who usually does the liner notes? Usually he's had really great liner notes.
David's done the ones for the last. For the
Vampire
EP.
Can Mating of it was
David
pretty
did
much
those
the
ones.
last.
Or David and Steve Connell, actually, who works at Rough Trade.
Was a lot of Vampire Can Mating of it just real old songs that you had bands beforehand?
No, a couple of them were old songs. Like Heart, for instance, we tried to record for the first record, but it ended up fatally flawed. So we ended up re-recording it later.
Was that something?
Some of them were brand new.
To finish off a contract with Rough Trade or
not at all.
Nice?
No, we just wanted to put something else out.
Before you went to your new label?
Yeah.
Local records label. Records?
It's the new shirt.
Colorful. Actually, it's better than home. Who made that? Steve.
Yeah.
Is it black light and pink?
Could be fluorescent.
It is. It glows in the dark.
It does?
I like that better than
He has one. He has a glows in the dark and impulse.
Help yourself, yay!
Let's do a Woody song like that.
Yeah,
do Epic Trash.
Immediate. No.
Who came up with the name?
This guy named David McDaniel. I've never met him.
Never met him?
I heard a commercial the other day where they were advertising camper vans.
What?
Yeah, I just heard a commercial the other day where they're advertising camper vans.
Oh, camper vans. So how long has this tour been, and how long is it?
Well, it started sporadically for about a month, like where we play up in the Northwest for 2 weeks and be home for a week, play in San Francisco, play at home. And then we've been on the road since, I don't know, about 2 weeks. It'll last until the end of July.
How often are you playing shows? Like every...
8 out of every 9 days.
The disco is driving me up the wall.
All right, I'm leaving.
Thanks a lot.
Sure.
We'll give spot 1019 the interview that we did with David before. So you can read that.
Okay.
All right. I guess we set up the fidget tent. Is that the easiest way to go?
See you later. So you interviewed me last time. WMMF or what's that?
No, I wasn't with the
band?
radio station with the Termites.
we were
It was a
Pete,
band
thanks a lot.
interviewed you on the phone last September. Remember, I kept trying to ask you to speak up, and even then the tape came out horrible. We couldn't hear anything you said. We made up a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Stuff about you guys making fun of R.E.M.
A few jokes. Really. Out of quotes.
Great, man.
We put in some good spin.
They're totally like pissed off at us about something, actually. I never said anything bad about them, really.
R.E.M's pissed off at you?
Yeah.
For She Divines Water?
Oh, that's pretty funny too, actually. No, they like that. No, I don't know, they've gotten paranoid. They think we're always saying bad things about them. We're not.
A lot of people have been saying bad things about you guys. The meat puppets.
What did they say?
They got real confused.
Moses.
We
Actually,
interviewed the
it
bassist.
was just Chris.
Right, we interviewed the
But he's
bassist.
insane, so it doesn't matter.
And he was talking
really
about
high,
how
though.
Camper Van Beethoven were telling stories
He was
about
more
them in
than
Europe,
high.
and how the guy, you told a bunch of Norwegians or something that his father invented the Barbie doll, and they were going, so Camper Van Beethoven guy tells us your father invented the Barbie puppet.
Your dad invented the Barbie doll, man? Fuck you, what is this shit?
It's like every band we talk to, they always
Yeah,
mention you
we got
about
Mojo
something.
to tell a story because it seemed to be a theme, and he had good things
Yeah,
to
we
say.
just talked to Firehose about you too.
Yeah.
What did they say?
Mike Watts said the tunes are kind of lame.
Oh, about
Or weak,
no,
or
no, it was about.
I wouldn't talk
Ed.
about their new record, but
Ed, you remember Ed? You know, like it was Camper that was telling Ed to go.
alright, see you later.
That they were looking for a new.
Oh yeah, right. The part about right. You guys told.
He said he talked
Ed.
to Victor,
Yeah.
and he said he pulled Victor aside and he talked to
So
him
why
about
wouldn't
it.
you talk about the new Firehose album?
What?
Why wouldn't you talk about the new Firehose album?
Why wouldn't I talk about the new Firehose album? Because I don't like Firehose. And that's not fair for me to say that,
Them
if
personally
I don't
as a
like it, I
musician.
shouldn't talk about it. You should just ignore it.
If you can't say anything nice.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's fine.
So you're a big star now?
Well, actually, you know what? I'll tell you what I don't like about it. I don't like the lyrics. man.
Yeah, that's
And Ed's a really nice guy. Mike Watts fucked up in the head. And I don't know about George because I've never talked to him. But you know,
Did you like the Minutemen?
yeah, I totally love the Minutemen.
I agree with you.
And then they're different worlds, man.
Yeah.
I grew up with the Minutemen, man. I grew up around the Minutemen. And I don't think that's any comparison either, though. So, I mean,
It's completely different.
it's a completely different deal, yeah. So, I mean,
Are you happy with the way the record came out?
yeah.
How was
Didn't have any
producing
problem
the
with the
Cat House?
producer?
No.
Yeah, tell us about
We
producing
got
the
a
Cat
tape
House
of it.
album.
It sounds really great, I think.
That's
we
pretty
did-
funny. We did it in 2 weeks. It was really fast.
Are they happy with it?
Yeah. Last time I talked, well, except for to tell you the truth, they remixed. I mixed 3 songs that they didn't like.
Which ones?
Apologize Upside Down and Alice on the Radio. And so they went and remixed them, and now they hate those songs. But I haven't really heard those songs, so I don't really know what they sound like.
The only problem I had with it, I love the twos. I thought it was like better than the first one even, and I love the first one. But I didn't think that you could hear the vocals enough.
Yeah, those are the 3 songs where you can't hear the vocals enough.
Yeah.
Those are those 3 songs that are really bad about the
How did the last song come out?
Last song.
Whose
yeah.
idea
Fuck
was
You.
that?
Oh, that was Mark's song. Oh, and I can't tell the story about that because it's not my prerogative.
Oh, we'll ask them then.
So.
Yeah, we did an interview with them before.
What was your influence on them? What did you add to it, or your input?
Nothing. I just tried to keep it fighting and arguing too much and playing the songs and just I don't know. They wanted to do things like they wanted to totally orchestrate one song. And we're just trying out to be that Sister Tabitha
Right.
song.
It's got
They
the
wanted to
trouble.
totally orchestrate it, so I
You
just
just
kind of
kept
helped
them.
Mark. Well, I just helped him do it, and like I know it's odd because like actually I was the one who was more like saying no, just guitars, man, just do the guitars, or I was like trying to be minimalist, and they wanted a lot of different instruments and stuff like that. Because that's really what they wanted from me, was like to suggest like, you know, doing some violin here and this and that and stuff like that.
I sort of thought the whistling like brass was like your idea.
No, Sam just started doing that, so we recorded it. Actually, you know, the guy who does sound for us, he's the co-producer, Wally.
Right.
I thought he was over there, but he wasn't. So Wally's, me and him did it actually. No, they were just, it's really pretty low key. We did pretty much what they wanted to do. I mean, if we hadn't done what they wanted to do, if we hadn't done what I wanted to do, they would have never remixed those 3 songs that they remixed, because I think they suck. You know? But,
What's your favorite song on the record?
But well, actually, they don't suck. It's just they were so much better before. So I what?
What's your favorite song on the record? I like Gumshoe the best.
Gumshoe's pretty good. That's hard to say.
Favorites?
I really like A Little Less of Me.
Yeah.
That's why we put it first on the record. I really like Hallelujah Dance too.
Yeah, that's sort of like Exile on Main Street kind of thing.
I like Sister Tabitha a lot. I think that's a great story. I like Bisha and.
What does Bisha
I don't
mean,
know.
or is it? Do you know?
I don't know somebody's name.
His name?
Yeah.
It's ducks. Decoy music.
No, it really is down there.
On the new record, you stopped writing about like other pop songs. You wrote a lot before about like different genres of music, you know.
What's the point?
I don't know. I mean, did you purposely?
No, that's what I'm saying. Is what's the point of that? I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm just into music, you know. I mean, like so many times, I'm just tired of that. The reason we wrote about it in the first place was that all this shit that doesn't have anything to do with music, that has to do with the music scene, is always influencing music, and that's like, why do that? So I mean, that's why we don't do it anymore, really. It's because it's like, you know, let's just play songs, let's just play music.
Here's your absentee ballot, and we're leaving now. Would you like to come with us?
Yeah, I think I would. Otherwise, I'm not going to know how to get home. But I'll see y'all later. But
We thought we had you surrounded too.
okay. See y'all later. Bye. Oh, good.
Wait, my mom won't have time to surprise.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, dude. It's
Bye,
okay.
y'all.
Y'all are welcome.
Bye, sir.
Oh, by the way.